Shepseskaf, the final pharaoh of Egypt's Fourth Dynasty. Shepseskaf, often overshadowed by the grandeur of his predecessors, holds a unique place in the history of ancient Egypt. As the last ruler of the Fourth Dynasty, his reign marked the end of an era characterized by monumental pyramid building and the consolidation of royal power. His tenure as pharaoh is not only significant for its political and administrative aspects, but also for its religious and cultural implications. Early life and ascension to the throne. Shepseskaf was born into the royal family, the son of Pharaoh Menkaure and Queen Khmerennebdi II. His exact birth date is not precisely documented, but he rose to power after the death of Menkaure, whose reign had seen the construction of the third and smallest pyramid at Giza. Shepseskaf's ascension to the throne likely occurred around 2510 AC, and his reign is generally believed to have lasted for 4 to 7 years. The transition of power from Menkaure to Shepseskaf was relatively smooth, suggesting that Shepseskaf was the intended successor. This stability contrasts with the often tumultuous transfers of power in later dynasties, highlighting the strength and organization of the Fourth Dynasty's royal succession protocols. Political and administrative achievements. Despite the brevity of his reign, Shepseskaf made several notable contributions to the political and administrative landscape of ancient Egypt. One of his key actions was the continuation of the centralized bureaucracy that had been developed by his predecessors. This system allowed for effective governance across the vast territories of Egypt, ensuring the pharaoh's directives were implemented uniformly. Shepseskaf's administration is credited with maintaining economic stability. Records indicate that trade routes established during the reign of Khufu and Khafre continued to flourish under Shepseskaf, facilitating the exchange of goods such as gold, copper, and cedar wood from the Levant and Nubia. This trade not only enriched the Egyptian economy but also reinforced its political alliances. In terms of governance, Shepseskaf maintained the elaborate administrative apparatus that had characterized the Fourth Dynasty. He appointed officials to oversee various aspects of the state, including agriculture, taxation, and military affairs. This system ensured that resources were efficiently managed and that the pharaoh's policies were effectively executed. Religious reforms and beliefs. Shepseskaf's religious policies marked a departure from the monumental pyramid building that characterized the reigns of his predecessors. Instead of constructing a pyramid, Shepseskaf opted for a mastaba tomb at Saqqara. This choice has intrigued historians and Egyptologists, leading to various interpretations. Some suggest that this decision reflected a pragmatic approach, possibly due to economic constraints or a shift in religious beliefs. The mastaba, named Mastabat Pharaoh, bench of the pharaoh, is distinctive for its rectangular structure, contrasting sharply with the towering pyramids of Giza. This architectural choice might indicate a return to earlier burial practices or a personal preference of Shepseskaf, signifying a break from the traditions of the Fourth Dynasty. In religious terms, Shepseskaf continued to venerate the major deities of Egypt, including Ra and Horus. However, his reign did not witness the same level of emphasis on the sun cult as seen during the reign of his predecessors. This could suggest a diversification in religious practices and theologies during his rule. The focus on traditional deities, rather than the innovation of new cults, indicates a respect for the established religious order, while also subtly shifting focus away from the grandiose practices of pyramid building. Architectural contributions. While Shepseskaf's most famous architectural contribution is the Mastabat Pharaoh, his reign likely saw the completion and maintenance of various other constructions initiated by his predecessors. Given the significant amount of labor and resources required for these projects, it is plausible that Shepseskaf oversaw the final touches on Menkaure's pyramid complex. The Mastabat Pharaoh itself is an impressive structure, measuring approximately 99 meters in length, 74 meters in width, and 18 meters in height. Constructed from limestone, it featured a chapel on its eastern side and a burial chamber below ground level. The mastaba's design included niched facades and offering rooms, reflecting the sophisticated architectural techniques of the time. This structure's design is notable for its simplicity compared to the grandeur of the pyramids built by his predecessors. The mastaba's function was primarily as a tomb, and its architectural features were designed to serve this purpose efficiently. The choice to use limestone rather than the more expensive granite further suggests a pragmatic approach, focusing on functionality and cost-effectiveness. Succession and legacy. Shepseskaf's death marked the end of the Fourth Dynasty, a period renowned for its architectural and cultural achievements. His successor, Shepseskaf, inaugurated the Fifth Dynasty, bringing new religious and political changes to Egypt. Shepseskaf's reign saw the rise of the Sun temples dedicated to Ra, reflecting a shift in religious focus that would characterize the Fifth Dynasty. Shepseskaf's legacy is multifaceted. While he is often overshadowed by the monumental achievements of Khufu, Khafre, and Menkaure, his reign represents a period of transition. His decision to build a mastaba instead of a pyramid suggests a pragmatic approach to leadership, possibly influenced by economic or religious considerations. This choice also highlights the flexibility and adaptability of ancient Egyptian society and its rulers. Shepseskaf's mastaba became a model for subsequent non-royal tombs, influencing burial practices beyond the royal family. His reign, though less celebrated, played a crucial role in shaping the transition between the Fourth and Fifth Dynasties, paving the way for the religious and architectural innovations that followed. Historical interpretations and debates. The reign of Shepseskaf has been a topic of debate among historians and Egyptologists. Some argue that his decision to construct a mastaba instead of a pyramid indicates a decline in the resources or stability of the state. However, others suggest that this choice reflects a personal or ideological preference rather than an economic necessity. The limited duration of Shepseskaf's reign adds to the complexity of his historical interpretation. With few surviving records, much of what is known about Shepseskaf is derived from later sources, including the Turin Canon and the writings of Manetho. These sources, while valuable, must be interpreted with caution, as they were written centuries after Shepseskaf's reign and may reflect the biases of their authors. Another area of debate involves the extent of Shepseskaf's contributions to the economy and infrastructure of Egypt. Some scholars argue that his reign was marked by significant advancements in administrative and economic policies, while others suggest that his tenure was a period of decline and retrenchment. The lack of concrete evidence makes it challenging to fully assess the impact of Shepseskaf's rule on Egypt's development. Cultural impact. Shepseskaf's reign, though brief, had a lasting impact on Egyptian culture. His mastaba at Saqqara became a model for subsequent non-royal tombs, influencing the burial practices of high officials and nobles. The architectural style and layout of the mastaba at Pharaoh were emulated in later periods, reflecting Shepseskaf's enduring influence. Moreover, Shepseskaf's reign coincided with a flourishing of artistic and cultural activities. The craftsmanship seen in the decoration of his mastaba and other contemporary monuments indicates a high level of skill and artistic achievement. These artistic endeavors continued to evolve in the subsequent dynasties, building on the foundations laid during the Fourth Dynasty. The cultural innovations of Shepseskaf's era are evident in the artwork and inscriptions found in his mastaba. The attention to detail and the quality of craftsmanship reflect the high standards of artistic production during this period. These achievements contributed to the rich cultural heritage of ancient Egypt, influencing future artistic traditions and practices. Economic conditions. The economic conditions during Shepseskaf's reign were marked by continuity and stability. The centralized administration established by his predecessors ensured efficient tax collection and resource distribution. Trade routes remained active, facilitating the import of luxury goods and raw materials essential for construction and religious activities. Despite the economic stability, there may have been underlying challenges that influenced Shepseskaf's decision to construct a mastaba rather than a pyramid. The labor and resources required for pyramid building were immense, and it is possible that Shepseskaf chose a more modest tomb to conserve resources for other state functions or to address emerging economic pressures. The continuation of trade and economic stability during Shepseskaf's reign highlights the effectiveness of the administrative systems put in place by his predecessors. This stability allowed for the maintenance of infrastructure and the successful execution of state projects, contributing to the overall prosperity of Egypt. Foreign relations. Shepseskaf's foreign relations were characterized by the continuation of diplomatic and trade ties established by earlier pharaohs. The expeditions to the Sinai Peninsula for turquoise and copper, as well as trade with Nubia and the Levant, remained crucial for Egypt's economic prosperity. These interactions not only provided valuable resources but also facilitated cultural exchanges, enriching Egyptian society. The stability of Shepseskaf's reign likely contributed to maintaining peaceful relations with neighboring regions. The absence of significant military campaigns or conflicts during his tenure suggests that Egypt enjoyed a period of relative peace, allowing for internal development and consolidation. The maintenance of trade routes and diplomatic relationships during Shepseskaf's reign underscores the importance of these connections for Egypt's prosperity. By continuing to engage with neighboring regions, Shepseskaf ensured that Egypt remained an influential and respected power in the ancient world. Religious and funerary practices. The religious and funerary practices during Shepseskaf's reign reflect both continuity and innovation. While the major deities such as Ra, Osiris, and Hathor continued to be venerated, the choice of a mastaba for Shepseskaf's burial signifies a potential shift in funerary practices. This change may have been influenced by economic considerations, religious beliefs, or personal preferences. The mastaba at Saqqara was equipped with various offerings and artifacts intended to ensure Shepseskaf's comfort in the afterlife. These include intricately carved statues, inscriptions, and ritual objects that highlight the ongoing importance of funerary traditions in ancient Egyptian religion. The attention to detail in the mastaba's design reflects the high regard for the afterlife and the pharaoh's role in it. The continuity of religious practices during Shepseskaf's reign underscores the resilience of ancient Egyptian beliefs and traditions. Despite changes in architectural styles and burial practices, the core elements of Egyptian religion remained intact, ensuring the preservation of cultural and religious identity. Conclusion. Shepseskaf, though often overshadowed by the grandeur of his predecessors, played a significant role in the history of ancient Egypt. His reign, marked by political stability, economic prosperity, and religious continuity, contributed to the transition from the Fourth to the Fifth Dynasty. His choice of a mastaba for his burial, while distinct from the pyramid tradition, reflects a pragmatic approach to leadership and resource management. The legacy of Shepseskaf is evident in the architectural and cultural developments that followed his reign. His mastaba at Saqqara became a model for future non-royal tombs, and his contributions to the administration and economy laid the groundwork for the achievements of the Fifth Dynasty. In the broader context of ancient Egyptian history, Shepseskaf's reign represents a period of transition and adaptation. His decisions and policies highlight the flexibility and resilience of ancient Egyptian society, demonstrating the ability to navigate challenges and maintain stability in a changing world. Through a comprehensive examination of Shepseskaf's reign, we gain valuable insights into the complexities of ancient Egyptian governance, religion, and culture. His contributions, though often understated, played a crucial role in shaping the trajectory of ancient Egypt's history and ensuring the continued prosperity of this remarkable civilization.